What is up, y'all? Today we will be talking about the college football playoffs and who I think will win them. I'm here with Lemongrass, Mr. Matt, however you know him. He actually started posting on his channel again, so that's pretty cool. His
Yeah.
channel is linked in the description down below. He does, sports, some video games, all sorts of
Yep.
random stuff. So y'all go
Whatever I
check him
want
out.
to do.
Yeah, whatever he wants to do, really. So y'all check him out. And today we'll be talking about the college football playoff and who we think will win. So let's start off with, oh yeah, before we do that, like the video if you enjoy my content, and subscribe for daily sports content. I do the NBA, the NFL, college football, and college basketball. So that's it on that. So first game, Alabama Notre Dame. What you thinking on this?
I'm pretty much thinking what we're all thinking. Alabama, easy. Notre Dame will never be able to keep up with a Power 5 school. Ever.
Agree.
They just won't. I mean, especially in these playoffs, they're very overrated in my opinion. They do not deserve to be in here. But, I mean, neither does really any team besides Alabama and Clemson. So,
Yes. Ian Book is still the Notre Dame quarterback, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's the most experienced quarterback, I believe. I'm fairly sure he's a senior this year. Not entirely sure on
Wow.
that. But I know he is fairly experienced, especially compared to, Mac Jones, who's only been starting for one season.
Right.
Justin Fields, who's only been starting for what? 2 seasons
Two.
at this point. Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, though, I mean,
Trevor Lawrence, true. Yeah. Ian Book
Yeah.
is 22, so that must make him, yeah, he's a redshirt senior. So he's easily, the most experienced player out there in terms of just age, which could help them a little bit, but at the same time, he's not the, explosive
Best.
play dude. Yeah, he's not the best. And he's not as explosive as Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields is. And he doesn't have the level of talent around him that Mac Jones has to, win a playoff game.
right.
And I feel like the loss to Clemson just, shows us that, in my opinion, in the ACC championship. Now, on Alabama's part, though, their defense has not been as good as it typically is.
I mean, their defense is always going to be good because it's Alabama, but they just haven't seen real offenses. They've seen Florida, and we saw they let 46 points. But Notre Dame, not really a real offense, honestly. They have the second best offensive line in the entire nation behind Alabama. I mean, but they just don't have the weapons that Alabama does, and their defense isn't going to really have to handle much.
Yeah, completely agree. I really don't think Alabama's, defense hurts them in this round of the playoffs, at least. Now, next round, potentially it might. But this round, I feel
Yeah.
like Alabama can just straight up outscore Notre Dame. I feel like that's the kind of game that they want. They don't want a defensive battle because they can't always win those. They want the offensive battle with Devontae Smith, Najee Harris. They want all of those guys involved. So, anything else to add about this, or are you good?
Not really. I mean, just besides the fact that Alabama beats them in every way possible.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair enough.
there's nothing on this Alabama team that is worse than anything on this Notre Dame team. And Notre Dame has been known for their output of offensive linemen in the NFL. And this year, Alabama has a better offensive line. It's just
It's just
Alabama is insane this year.
It's Alabama. I mean, you have
Yeah.
two, once in a lifetime talents in Najee Harris and Devontae Smith, in my opinion. I mean,
Right.
it's
100%, yeah.
they're not going to be able to do anything. I mean, Notre Dame, makes playoffs most of the time, and most of the time they get blown out. That's just how it goes, man.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so
Any
next-
kind of talent, they get blown out.
yeah,
I mean, any kind of talent. Now, we saw them beat Clemson, but that was a fluke game without Trevor Lawrence. And they took him to 3 overtimes without Trevor Lawrence. That shows you how honestly bad this Notre Dame team is. Without Trevor Lawrence, Clemson almost beat them.
Yeah,
I mean,
which also speaks to,
yeah.
the impact that Trevor Lawrence has on Clemson. But at the same time, Notre Dame,
I,
I mean,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
it's
I don't
just
know.
no.
It kind of shows it's negative on both sides.
Yeah, it's not a good thing for either team.
Right.
All right, next matchup we have Ohio State versus Clemson. This is probably going to be the fun one in my opinion. I personally see this
Cool.
one being a shootout. Justin
Yeah.
Fields is a very exciting offensive player, I guess. Now, granted, when he played the Northwestern defense, who had an amazing, defense, probably the second best in the Big Ten, honestly, he did not do good at all. I believe he threw 2 interceptions, basically, put a bullet in the head of any Heisman chances he had.
Yeah. Any chances.
Yeah,
Not that he was going to win it. I mean, he might have in a regular season, but not
no,
this season.
the Big Ten really just screwed this up.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, Ohio State, I personally didn't want them to get in. I am biased against Ohio State. I am proud to admit it. But in terms of just, straight up, like, why, quite honestly, the Big Ten made the rules. Ohio State followed the rules, and then when Ohio State couldn't make the championship, they changed them, all right? Justin Fields, once he plays an actual, defense even better than Northwestern, I think he's going to, collapse. Especially, Northwestern's never really been a, huge offensive school, right? It's never,
Right.
focused mainly
Right.
on offense. It's never really focused on
Yeah.
football either, quite honestly. But once he plays a
Honestly.
good defense and then an offense that can, actually score more than 10 points, he's going down. And Ohio State's going
Right.
down with him.
I mean, we saw it. Their defense, besides the fact of Justin Fields, the Ohio State defense, they got exposed against Northwestern. I don't know who Northwestern's running back is, but
Porter, I think.
I mean, they just didn't play good. I know they only held them to 11. I mean, the Ohio State defense, they did good, right? But against Northwestern, I expect better, a lot better from that. That's why I don't think it was a good show of their defense. Now, when Clemson comes out on this field, they're going to destroy Ohio State. I don't think it's a shootout. I don't think it's close. Ohio State, this team has not had enough time to practice with each other, learn from each other, all of this, because they've only played how many games? 6?
6.
6.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, they're not going to beat Clemson. No way. No way in the world do they beat Clemson. And there's no doubt in my mind Clemson's going to destroy them. Not going to be a shootout.
Yeah, I feel like in terms of just Ohio State's strength overall, I believe most, not NFL, NCAA coaches rank them, 5th. I know Clemson coach ranked
Sweeney.
them, 11th. Yeah, Sweeney. I know he
Yeah.
ranked them, way up there. Quite honestly, they just didn't have enough time to show themselves. They don't have enough time, in my opinion, and in Matt's opinion, obviously, to, get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, when he faces an actual, competent defense, he just does not do good at all. Yeah. I do think it will be a shootout to an extent. But when I say shootout, I mean Clemson 56, Ohio State 26, or something like that. Not necessarily a close shootout, just, lots of points overall.
Right. I think Clemson's scoring 70, maybe. I don't know.
Prediction of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clemson putting up triple digits on Ohio State, y'all. You heard it here first.
They might.
That would be
They
amazing.
might.
Oh,
Yeah,
I hate Ohio
honestly.
State so much.
I
All
don't
right.
hate Ohio State. I just don't like Alabama.
Okay, so speaking of Alabama, that brings us to the college championship game, which we are predicting is Clemson, Alabama.
Uh-huh.
This is where it gets tricky.
100%. I mean, I don't see there's no question about no question at all about what this game will be. It will be Clemson versus Alabama. I don't see Notre Dame having a chance against Alabama, and I don't see Ohio State having a chance against Clemson.
Yeah.
All right? There's just no way. I mean,
But that's what the game's going to be, obviously. I think we all
yeah,
agree on that.
yeah.
But in terms of what the actual game's going to be, in terms of, Clemson versus Alabama, That's what gets tricky, in my opinion, at least, on like who's gonna win that. Because
Right.
I know my opinion is gonna be different from lots of people, and this might angle lots of people. But I'm gonna have to go with Clemson winning it all here. And I know that goes against a ton of stuff, like Devontae Smith and Najee Harris. I mean, it's tricky, but at the end of the day, I just feel like Trevor Lawrence is gonna step up, and he's just gonna end his college career with a bang. Um, what's Clemson's running back name? It's Travis Etienne, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
Travis
ETN.
Etienne. Travis Etienne.
ETN. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Travis is a very good running back. He's not Najee level, but he is pretty
No.
good.
Yeah. Not. Yeah.
Not Najee level at all, but he's a good,
No.
running back. And at the end of the day, Mac Jones is just, a game manager for Devontae Smith and Najee Harris. And while he may be
Right.
a good game manager, he's not, a dynamic passer or anything like that. He's not, making these Trevor Lawrence throws or anything like that. No.
Not at all.
And
But,
yeah, ultimately, at the end of the day, I just see Clemson winning this one.
My prediction is, I really don't know. I haven't watched enough Clemson football to know the Clemson football team. Alabama, on the other hand, I have, and they have not been matched. Their talent has not been matched. I mean, I was watching the Florida game, Alabama-Florida game, and when I saw Florida, it just looked like there was a bunch of high schoolers running around against this Alabama team. I know the score looked close, but it was not a close game. All right? Every single time that it was like, oh my gosh, the Gators are about to come in with scoring distance. They could win this thing. Nope, Alabama drove down the field, touchdown. Every time. I think it happened like 3 times. There's just no team that can beat Alabama, in my opinion. I think Clemson does stand the best chance of beating Clemson, but I don't think that they can. Yeah, whoops, my bad. I think that Clemson is the only team that stands a chance at beating Alabama, but I don't think Clemson will actually end up on top. As much as I would love them to, I don't see it. I see it being a good game, a great game, actually. Probably one of the best games we're going to see out of these two teams, these two dynasties. But, I mean, it's not going to be Mac Jones that carries them over the top. It's going to be Najee Harris. There's no doubt in my mind that Najee Harris is going to show up and outperform everybody else on the field. He will be the best player out of that game. He will be. You're gonna watch the game and be like, wow, this kid is the best player on the field right now. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, not going to do great. In my opinion, he won't. I don't think Mac Jones is going to do well either. Devontae Smith is going to do good because he always does good, but it's going to be a Najee Harris. It's going to be Najee Harris who carries this team to a win. All right? I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, the best team Alabama's played was Texas A&M, I believe, correct? And
Yeah, and Florida.
Destroyed them. And Florida. Forgot about Florida.
42-28, I think was I don't know. Somewhere around there.
At the end of the day, I feel like Florida and Texas A&M, they're good teams and they will be good in whatever, bowl games they're playing, the New Year's Six or whatever. But ultimately, at the end of the day, Clemson is really the only team that's going to stand a chance. I think we can all agree on that. And it could just come down to, who does it better. I think it's a shootout. Neither one of these teams' defenses are particularly, hey, that's, lockdown defense or anything. No. It's going to be Trevor Lawrence throwing all over the field, and it's going to be Najee Harris running all over the field. And at the end of the day, we're just going to see, who does it better.
Yeah, exactly. That's all.
While we're here, do you want to do Heisman predictions real quickly?
I mean, we can. Top 3 or just the Heisman?
Just top 3 and then who you think actually wins it.
Mac Jones, Najee Harris, Devontae Smith. Or Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, Najee Harris. Either Najee Harris or Devontae Smith.
So you don't see Mac Jones winning it?
No. I mean, I don't know how whoever votes on it or whoever looks at this, I don't see how they can look at Mac Jones and be like, oh, this kid deserves it 100% when he's got talent like that, like he has. I mean, there's no way. There's no way that people are that stupid to put Mac Jones as a Heisman winner.
Yeah. Nothing against Mac Jones. I think he has a chance of being a decent quarterback in the NFL if put in like the right situation. But we've never seen this kid without, a talented offensive line. We've never seen this dude without weapons. We've never seen him without, the best wide receiver in the college football, to throw to.
Best coach in college football history. Like, no.
No.
We've never seen it.
I mean,
if he goes to a team like, I don't even know, like the Bears with Matt Nagy and that horrible offense, he's not going to thrive.
No.
He's going to do horrible, and he's going to get exposed, and that'll be the end of his career. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Alabama does not have the greatest, history of producing NFL quarterbacks, especially with freaking A.J. McCarron failing.
Blake Sims, I think was his name. Yeah.
Tua might be the exception to that. We haven't seen so. I don't think we've seen enough evidence yet.
Jalen Hurts is pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, so Jalen Hurts on a technicality because he finished the season at Oklahoma. Yeah, we haven't seen enough of either of those guys yet. And quite honestly, I believe sometimes the talent at Alabama at other positions, such as, the line, the wide receivers. I mean, you don't have to throw it right in your wide receiver's hands when, like, they have 20 yards of separation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, I'm a Purdue fan. When I watch the Purdue games, some of the throws that they have to make have to be, like, right on the money because, you have two guys, doubling up on Rondale Moore or David Bell. And just some of the throws that the guys have to make, it's like, I don't know if Mac Jones can do that because he's never had to fit it in such a tight window. Because his guys either have, 20 yards of separation or he just hands it off to Najee Smith for 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
That was kind of an unrelated rant at the end of the day, but I've got same top three as you. Kyle Trask, they're not going to give it to a two-loss guy. Trevor Lawrence missed too much time. I stated before, Justin Fields basically shot himself in the foot with his Northwestern game. At the end of the day, I'm going to have to give it to Najee Harris. Just been doing amazing.
I would love to see a wide receiver win it, though. I don't think a wide receiver ever has.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I would like to see Devontae Smith win it. He has done amazing, honestly. The sad thing is, though, whenever a wide receiver does good, a quarterback does better, unless there's some sort of, quarterback change midway through.
Right.
So, we'll see what happens. I got Najee winning it. But that is it, unless you got anything else.
Nope, nothing else to add.
Alright, so y'all check out his channel. He does sports, just random stuff, honestly. It's pretty cool. Y'all should watch it. Like the video if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for daily sports content. I cover the NBA, the NFL, college football, and college basketball. And yeah, that's about it. Y'all have an amazing day.